method is one of the direct methods of teaching English. It means that the students learn not about the language, but about the practical ways of using the language, which means putting the language into practical use. Over 90% of the lesson is dedicated to conversation in English, even at the elementary level. Students are forced to answer the teacher's questions throughout the lesson. They have to use the full form of the answer and use the words and expressions that are currently practiced.
Some new words today. The first one is to come. Okay, come here. You know what it means? Good. Without, for example, without my phone. I can't live without my phone. Okay. To tell. Tell me your secret, for example. To say. Say what you mean. To take your kids on holidays, for example. Could you repeat after me? To come.
To come.
Without.
Without.
To tell.
To tell.
To say.
To say.
To take.
To take.
Okay.
Every lesson after the revision part starts with the introduction of new words and expressions that the students have to learn. Students repeat these words and the teacher makes sure they understand them and pronounce them correctly. Ground points and idioms are also introduced at this stage of the lesson.
And we've got grammar. We use the imperative to tell people to do what we want. For example, come here, or take it, or tell me, or put it on the floor. Okay? Now you will repeat after me whole sentences. I often use the imperative when I teach. Could you repeat?
I often use the imperative when I teach.
Perfect.
After the students get familiar with the vocabulary, the teacher reads them sentences which contain new words and asks them to repeat them, remembering to change the words, pronouns and verbs into the right form. This way, they can see how the words appear in their natural context.
I take my mobile phone when I travel to Italy. Could you repeat?
I take my mobile phone
When I travel
to Italy.
Students take their books when they go to school.
Students take their books when they go to school.
I often tell my children to sit down when they eat.
I often tell my children to sit when they eat.
When I come here, I say hello. When I come here, I say hello.
When I come here, I say hello.
No, when I come here.
When you come here.
Not wasting any time on making notes.
So, do I take my children to the park when they come from school? Do I take my children to the park when they come from school?
Yes, you take your children to the park when they come from school.
Perfect. Do I always tell them to take their bicycles? Do I often always tell them to take their bicycles?
No, you don't always tell them to take the
Yes,
bicycles.
I do.
Yes, you do. Yes, you always tell them to take the bicycles.
Do I watch my children when they ride their bicycles in the park? Do I watch my children
Yes, you watch your children when they ride a bicycle
in the park?
in the park.
Do you take your mobile phone when you go to school?
No, we don't take your mobile phone.
But do you personally, do you take your mobile phone? So could you say it?
I take my phone when I go to school.
Good. Can we use the imperative when we speak to dogs? When speaking to dogs?
Yes, we can use the imperative when we speak to dogs.
Okay, could you tell him to open the window?
Open the window, please.
Could you tell her to close the book? Yes, you.
Close the book, please.
Good. Does your father ever tell you to learn languages?
Yes, he does. He told me.
He does.
No, that's your... He tells you?
He tells me to learn languages.
Perfect. Do you often use the imperative when you speak?
No, I don't often use imperative when I speak.
In the last part of the lesson, students have to make questions to give answers. This element of speak direct method is also a novelty among other direct methods. The questions required are very specific, and they refer to the expressions and grammar points which are currently practiced. The students of our school value a lot this part of the lesson, and they highlight to find it very useful.
And now you will make questions to the answers. Yes, I think you often tell your children what to do. Yes, I think you often tell your children what to do.
Do you think I often tell my children what to do?
Perfect. I take some water with me when I ride a bicycle. I take some water with me when I ride a bicycle.
Do you take water with you?
Start with what? What?
What do you take with you when you ride a bicycle?
Perfect. No, I don't like to use the imperative when I speak. No, I don't like to use the imperative when I speak.
Do you like this imperative when you speak?
No, I don't like tea without sugar, but I like tea with sugar. No, I don't like tea without sugar, but I like tea with sugar.
Do you like tea with sugar?
Very good.
This was really great. It was something completely new to me. I did learn many English words and just among others. I think it is great, and I'm sure I will get on with English much faster than in any other methods.
Okay, and we've got a new section and new words. A bowl. A bowl. We've got also alcohol. You know, it's beer, wine, stuff like that.
We know.
Okay. To act. This is the verb. Actors act. A stage. Actors act on a stage. When something is easy, what's the opposite? Easy and
Difficult.
difficult. Perfect. Okay, could you repeat after me? Easy.
Easy.
Difficult.
Difficult.
A bowl.
Bowl.
Alcohol.
Alcohol.
To act.
To act.
A stage.
Stage.
Good. And now repeat the whole sentences. English and German are easy languages. English and German are easy languages.
English and German are easy languages.
I think it's difficult to act on a stage. I think it's difficult to act on a stage.
I think it's difficult to act on
I
stage.
think it's
I think. You think it's difficult to act on stage.
We use a ball when we play with dogs. We use a ball when we play with dogs.
We use a ball when we play with dogs.
I can't make alcohol, I always buy it. I can't make alcohol, I always buy it.
I can't make alcohol.
I.
You can't make alcohol, you always buy it.
Perfect. And we've got new text. I always tell my students that English isn't a difficult language, but it's easy. My students always tell me they prefer to play with a ball than to learn English. Some people say it's easy to speak English and act on stage after they drink alcohol. I always tell my students that English isn't a difficult language, but it's easy. My students always tell me they prefer to play with a ball than to learn English. Some people say it's easy to speak English and act on stage after they drink alcohol. So, do I always tell my students that English is an easy language? Do I always tell my students that English is an easy language?
Yes, we always tell our students.
That's
English is easy language.
Is an easy language. Do my students prefer to play ball than to learn English? Do my students prefer to play ball than to learn English?
Yes, your students prefer to play ball than to learn English.
What sports do you think are easy? What sports do you think are easy?
Any? I think playing ball is easy.
Is it difficult to drive a car? Is it difficult to drive a car?
No, it isn't difficult to drive a car.
Are you drinking alcohol? Are you drinking alcohol?
No, I'm not drinking alcohol.
Good for you. Do you think it's difficult to make alcohol? Do you think it's difficult to make alcohol?
Yes, I think it's difficult to make alcohol.
Can you tell me which languages are difficult? Can you tell me which languages are difficult?
I think Japanese and Chinese are difficult languages.
Do you think Robert De Niro can act well? Do you think Robert De Niro can act well?
No. I don't think Robert De Niro can act well.
Okay. What's your favorite alcohol? What's your favorite alcohol?
Wine is my favorite alcohol.
White or red?
Pink.
Do you sometimes drink juice with alcohol? Do you sometimes drink juice with alcohol?
No, I don't drink juice with alcohol.
Okay. Is it easy to be a teacher? Is it easy to be a teacher?
No, I don't think it's easy to be a teacher. I think it's very, very difficult to be a teacher.
Okay, could you make questions now? Yes, English is an easy language. Yes, English is an easy language.
Is English an easy language?
Perfect. Yes, I think it's very difficult to read books in Chinese. Yes, I think it's very difficult to read books in Chinese.
It is difficult to read books in Chinese.
No, my brother doesn't like alcohol. No, my brother doesn't like alcohol.
Does your brother like alcohol?
Perfect. Okay. We again have a new section and new words. First one is something. When I pull something from my bag, what can I pull? Pull out from my bag.
Mobile phone?
Yes, a mobile phone. What else?
Lipstick.
Yes, okay. And when
Sit over there.
and when oh stop. When there is nothing in my bag, is it full or empty?
It's empty.
Shampoo. What do we use a shampoo for?
For washing hair.
Perfect. And to wash, you know already what it means. Soap. We use soap where? In kitchen, in bathroom.
In the bathroom.
And anything. When can we use anything? That word?
Questions.
Yes, some questions.
And negatives.